All right. What audiobook motivated you the most? Why is that huge? Oh my God, that's huge. Why is that so huge? That is hilarious. All right, let me see if I can fix this. Please scroll it. Oh my gosh. The technology is messing with it. I was like, oh my God. Thought I need new glasses. Again, I'm getting old, but I didn't think I was getting old that fast. All right. So, what audiobooks motivated you the most? This is great audiobooks, but this is like a layup. This is an easy one. The Art of Exceptional Living. Sorry, I'm clapping in the microphone. You got me excited over here. I'm showing my Jersey roots. I need to relax. The Art of Exceptional Living by Jim Rohn. If you don't know who Jim Rohn is, please look him up. I have a couple episodes about him. Look him up on YouTube. Google him. Get one of his audiobooks. Just plug in. Old school. I want to say he passed away about 10 years ago, he passed away right before I got into him, unfortunately. So I discovered him and I was like, oh, he died like a year ago. It sucked, right? That hurts when you have like someone you really are into and you're like, oh, they already passed away. I want more of their work. This is it. Jim Rohn, classic motivational speaker. And I do mean motivational speaker. A lot of y'all know I do professional speaking, so I don't call everybody a motivational speaker. Sometimes I'm a motivational speaker, sometimes I'm not. This guy was the capital T, capital H, capital E motivational speaker of his generation. He actually schooled Tony Robbins and some other folks. So if you're rocking with Tony Robbins, who of course is a powerhouse, he's like a generation above me. He learned from Jim Rohn, so you'll see some of that energy. Not as frenetic, but definitely as passionate. This audiobook is like his best of. I was getting his keynotes here, his keynotes there. You know what I mean? Like almost like found art. It's like, oh, that joint. Oh, that joint. This is the one where it was just like everything. And in fact, this is my poor attempt to do the Art of Exceptional Living. I got a strong ego, but I'm not gonna pretend like I'm on his level. This is my attempt to do that. Taking with the complete Bring Your Worth collection. Again, all the links are below. It'll be out in a month. This one is amazing. I remember getting this audiobook a handful of years ago. Around the time I wrote Bring Your Worth, which is, of course, the name of the show, but it's actually a book called Bring Your Worth, which I have. There we go. Can't miss the yellow. You guys have been watching for a while, and you know this little book. I wrote it around the time that I got really inspired by Jim Rohn, which was, again, a handful of years ago. Rough personal time in my life, as well as career-wise. And what I love about Jim's work is that he works from wherever you are. There's some motivational speakers, they'll be like, oh, well, you should do this, do that. You should do this. Why aren't you doing that? That's not, at least for me, that's not his energy. His energy is more like, okay, well, you got 50 cents. Well, let's see how you can turn it into $1. And then he'll break down the situations he was in. And he was in some situations. And I remember walking around, because I always do walks as I did this morning. I remember walking around for like an hour, just listening to him and being like, oh, he gets it. He gets it. Excuse me. And I love the energy of it because, again, he's not saying that you're screwing up. That's not how I do things as a coach either. Some coaches do it. Some of you are motivated that way. I'm not motivated that way, so I don't coach like that. You can tell he's a business coach, though. Like, you just feel the energy. Instead, his argument is saying, what if you actually had enough to change your life? Not that you have to get the $1 million check, not that you have to be in the perfect relationship, not that you have to be the perfect father or mother or whatever, not that you have to live in the perfect city. What if you had enough resources to impact the world based on where you're at right now? Does that sound familiar? That's why this guy with Jim Rohn, was such an impactful audiobook for me. I will listen to it regularly. It is fantastic. And just because he doesn't blame me, at the same time, he does very much call you to task. Be like, are you really doing the most that you can? Are you maximizing, with the resources that you have, are you maximizing your impact in the world? Are you maximizing how you can take care of your family? Are you doing the good service? Not even in a religious way, but just like service. Like, how are you serving the world based on the resources you got? And chances are there's other people which it's not even competition, but more understanding. There are other people that have way less resources than you that are out there killing it in a good way. So what are you going to do today? What are you going to do today? That energy is so powerful to me. I love it. One of my favorite audiobooks of all time. As y'all know, I have a lot of favorite audiobooks. Some of them are linked below, but this is definitely my top 5 on this recommended list. So what audiobooks, if you're into audiobooks, what audiobooks have motivated you the most? Be sure and throw something in the comments. Let me know what y'all are feeling. Again, I was always a traditional book guy, and then I got into audiobooks around the time I became a dad, because you got poopy diapers and throw up. You can't be turning your books all delicately. You can't do that. You can't be like, oh, so what happened next? Yes. No, you can't do that. If you're in the battle zone, whatever battle zone or arena you happen to be in, shout out to Brene Brown. There's a couple of her books on there too. Whatever battle zone or arena you happen to be in, you gotta play your part. And again, work with the resources you got. No pun intended.